How are you living, Simmi?
I'm doing well, Bob Perfect.
I can tell. I'm in your fucking flat and it's...
There's nothing fucking spectacular about this fucking place, Bruce. A fucking 57 square meter fucking
Yeah,
flat.
but it's nice and you're in a good fucking location where this clearly isn't cheap.
It isn't.
Yeah, like that's the thing. So that's what I'm saying. I know you're doing well because of where you're at.
Everybody says that, but what if I knew a person that knew a person? You know, my Uncle Shabs and Jacob Zuma, we're back. We're back.
We back up,
We're
baby.
back. We are back. MK, we are back.
That was the funniest thing for me with the recent elections was like everyone just being like, oh, we need to vote ANC out. We need to vote the ANC out. And KZN was like, okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
A bet, yeah. Let's pull through. Yeah.
And everyone was like, no, shit. Not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Bob Perfect?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean,
How's 43 treating you?
fuck off. I told you, by the time I'm 43, I'm going to be bald,
How
bro.
old are you now?
37.
Nah, you way older than me, though. You lying. You're not 37. You definitely not that. I can tell you are not 37. Because when I met you, you are 5 years older than me. I'm 36. So there's no way that you were 37.
I didn't know that this was basically just going to be an hour longer.
Are you still teaching hockey to the kids?
Not anymore. No. They haven't done that for like 10 years, bro.
You've lived life, huh? In Durban's the only place where you can teach hockey to kids and be a radio presenter and then swim. You can do anything in Durban.
But like you have to as well. Yeah, you can't fucking make any money doing any of that.
People make money in Durban, bro.
Yeah, I will.
People that voted for the MK, welcome, Bob Perfect. We'll introduce you to the team.
So yeah, I fucked up voting EFF. No tenders there.
EFF?
Well, not this time. I actually didn't vote this time. Like I didn't believe in any of the fucking parties. Yeah. Anyway.
This is democracy manifest.
Well, like democracy is also the choice to not choose.
Chinese dinner, a delectable Chinese meal. That's a very famous meme, Bob Perfect.
I'm only up to date with like spit on that thing.
You suck.
And
you need to get on your meme game. That's how I know you're not 37. That's how I know you're not 37. You're 43.
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, those are all old people memes. 43. Hey, close to pension.
I'm only this year like got it like onto TikTok and like actually like using it and scrolling up and going like, okay, there's actually some decent stuff here.
You seem like the guy that downloads TikTok and goes, there's some decent stuff here. You seem like honestly, your algorithm must be just how'd you deal.
It's mostly cat videos.
You see, they're 43. Bob Perfect. That's your age. Show your ID just now.
So yeah, how's Cape Town been treating you? You've been here for quite a few years now.
2.5 years. I love it. I don't stay in Cape Town. I tell people that. I work in Cape Town.
Fair enough.
I work in Cape Town. I also work in Joburg. So when people say like, hey, where do you stay? I'm like, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm not married. I don't have any children. So if I have something that I want to do, I'll go fuck off back to Joburg for a bit. I don't mind it. Also, I love Joburg. My mom and dad are in Joburg. My core group of friends are in Joburg.
Yeah.
Cape Town is great. It's very nice. I like running. I like swimming. I like cycling. I can do it here. But my friends, I've got a couple of friends over here who like I'm close with. But my friends, they're in Joburg. My community is in Joburg.
So has that been an adjustment for you here in Cape Town?
Yeah, it is. It's a continued adjustment. I miss my dad every day. My dad and my mom, but my dad specifically because he's been sick recently.
Oh shit! Sorry, man.
He had a ruptured appendix in December.
Fuck. Okay.
And at 74, having a ruptured appendix is different than you and I having a ruptured appendix now. Me in my 30s, you in your 40s, you know, and maybe you also face the same risk. But he was like on a ventilator for 20 days in December, right?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, January 17th is when he came out, and then so I remember it happened on Christmas Eve. He went in. I flew up on Christmas Eve. I got the phone call while I was sitting over here, and that was the last time I slept as a child. That was the last time I slept as a child, because from that moment on, I've been a full-on adult. And I only think in business, and I only think in how I can make my family's life easier and my life easier as a result of that. So I've been up and down specifically for the last 6-7 months, but I'm back in Cape Town now, and I do enjoy it here. Cape Town reminds me of what Durban was like when I was growing up and starting stand-up there in my teens and my early 20s.
How so?
I just think there's creative people around here.
Yeah. I do like the comedy scene here quite a bit. Like,
Yeah, the comedy scene is great over here. I mean, they're never going to give you the fees of other places, right? But I mean, like...
well, it's still better than Durban. Like,
Yeah, but I mean...
there's money here. Like, you know, you're getting paid for shows here.
I think what Durban has that Cape Town doesn't, and I haven't done that scene in ages, so maybe I could be wrong speaking about it like this, but you can fuck around.
Sure.
And Cape Town allows you to also fuck around.
Yeah.
Joburg is a lack of fucking around. If you're known in Cape Town, it's even better. I think what Cape Town suffers with in a comedy scene is like we really don't need another stand-up comedy night that has 9 open mics on it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, guys, somebody needs to go, hey, how do we get people to do 20 minutes? Man, I'm just like, hey, welcome to the lineup tonight. Who's on? Fucking 9 different people doing 5 to 7. And they all say the same thing after that. Oh, I killed. Yes, great. Thank you, my dog. But I would like to do 25.
Yeah,
and I would like to
curated
die for 25, right? I don't mind because dying is part of the game. But yeah, so that's what Cape Town reminds me a lot of Durban. But when I also talk about creativity outside of stand-up, I genuinely listen to a lot more people over here that are people of color and do creative stuff.
Okay.
That's why I don't include Majosi in that because he's just a white dude. But Madge and I are close here, right? Like
I've noticed you guys have, because you were a fan who's now...
Yeah. But he's not my friend. Yeah, but I'm still a fan. Like, I'll go comment on his TikTok. You should know. Maybe you should follow him. I always say, good luck on your gig, Majosi. Sometimes I phone, like, places up.
That is also quite funny. You as a Muslim guy, like, loving this Christian...
Yeah. I only found out it was Christian music way later on into my fandom.
But that's the funny thing about like some Christian music. It could just be love songs, like, but they're about Jesus.
You know Matthew Mole is also Christian.
Yes, obviously I know this.
I was so confused with this. And then like Madge had to sit me down and he's just like, you know the song Fire? I was like, in the fire, he's like, yeah. He's like, it's about Jesus Christ. I was like, oh, word?
It reminds me of, I don't know if you ever saw the South Park episode with Faith Plus One, where they started a fucking Christian rock band.
South Park's for old people.
Yeah, it's a great show.
43 years old.
And like, I love, there's one thing that's like stuck in my head, and this is definitely going to offend some people.
Don't say it. I'm on this podcast. Nope, I do not agree.
I'm going to get down on my knees and start praising Jesus. I want to feel his salvation all over my face.
These are the views of Bob Perfect. I, Simmi Areff, am a dedicated Muslim, and I do not, of course he enjoys South Park. I don't. So I enjoy real anime. Like Naruto. And there's nothing offensive in Naruto.
Like, you like real anime and you're Naruto.
Naruto is real anime, dog. That and like Attack on Titan.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, oh, bro. That thing is great. But anyway.
I'm a Cowboy Bebop guy, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't really get into that.
Oh, it's so sick.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But like I was saying, Cape Town I enjoy it because the people that I meet and talk with over here, and I've become more of a listener when creative people speak.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because not with me.
You are not creative. You are 43 years old. In my whole life, I've only ever known you as someone that I teach. So I don't know when the teacher becomes the master in this situation.
Fuck you. I mean, I do learn a lot from you, just watching from afar. And that's the thing, like, I find impressive about you is that you have managed to actually carve out a niche, like when it comes to podcasting and audio in South Africa. And you're one of the few people who actually makes money out of this shit.
Yeah, I think there's about 7 of us.
Yeah.
Like, honest to God. Like, I've go to too many of these podcast conferences now, these podcast meetups. And I hear things that are.
So do you actually go to them? Because I do. I just find all this shit quite cringy,
you need to go to
bro.
them. Your problem, and I said it before we started this thing. Your problem is that you don't like networking. You don't like speaking to people. And the thing is,
no, because everyone's fake as fuck, and
doesn't
like,
matter.
Different fucking.
It doesn't matter if people are fake as fuck. Your business model, if you want this thing to succeed and become big, and deep down inside of you, you do want it to become big, you're gonna have to do the work required for that.
Yeah, but I hate that that's what's considered the work. To me, this is the fucking work.
And meeting people. No, this is just an aspect of the work.
I know.
Because before we started recording, you're just like, oh, maybe if you have some work, you can send my way. Yeah, but you only get that gig because you asked me, right? Because you came and you sat in front of me.
Yeah, I get you.
And to be honest, Bob, like for years, I didn't, like maybe 2 years, I was like, fuck this guy.
Same.
I was like, really fuck this guy, because I just felt there's some things that you'd say these things, not on your podcast, but for example, you had the gall to tell me at one stage, hey, how can you be friends with a person? And I was like, why? and you say, oh, this person was accused of sexual assault, whilst you also had friends who were accused of sexual assault.
But I didn't fucking know.
Dog, do a bit more research. Your research can't allow you to be a white person that tells me as a person of color, you can't do this thing. And I've always felt that that's a blind spot of yours. That being said, you are my friend, because I was like, I'll catch Bob Perfect another time.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we did have that little period where, like,
But
I think
just
we
like, someday you must look in the mirror. But back to my thing is that you will only find these things out by meeting people. So when I go to these podcast conferences, isn't to throw my big dick around of podcasting, like, hey, I know a lot more than you. That's given. It really is given. I don't even have to mention that. People know it. It's like, oh, he understands podcasts. Everything about it. There's hardly a question I can't answer. And if I couldn't answer it, I would phone the people that could give me an answer. So the reason why I go to these things is to touch base and see where people are. I went to one in Cape Town, for example, and there's a guy who jumps up and says, I quit my job last month and I used my last paycheck on buying equipment and I've started a YouTube channel. And I was like, yo, man, give me your former employer's number. I need to beg for your job back. That's a horrible business decision. And that's why I say that not a lot of people
who quit to do comedy.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's unless you're making money from the thing already, don't do that stupid thing. Yeah. Like, it's okay if this thing is a hobby for you. Yeah. I've made money for it because it was one of the few things that I was really, really good at. And to be honest, if I could go back in time, I would have added video a long time ago.
Okay.
I really, like, that is a solid mistake on my part. I would have begged for the money. I'm not like, I say this is stupid, but I never asked my parents for things because they're my parents. But my mom or dad would have given me the fucking 14 grand to buy a fucking camera. You know? Why didn't I ask for it? Now I'm chasing this thing and I may not get it. Right?
But like, as I see you with Badvice, you guys are filming that. And
I'm doing
well for
video
the
now.
social. Like.
It is my last roll of the dice.
Really?
Yeah. It's my last roll of the dice.
And how's it going? Because it looks like it's been quite successful.
And this comes back to why I enjoy Cape Town. I love Ross. I think Ross is one of the
you guys
funniest people out there. He has the type of funny that reminds me of like Eugene Koza.
Okay,
like,
okay, that's a big compliment for you because you fucking rate Eugene. Like,
yeah, I do. Ross makes me laugh. He makes me laugh to my core. Everything he says. Sometimes he also pisses me off. Sometimes he says things that triggers me, but he doesn't understand like the nuance of comedy as much as I do, right? Like he'll say like pussy. And I get triggered with that word. I don't know why. I like it throws me off. Or he'll say like something that could be misconstrued. And in my head, I go, oh, someone's going to cancel me now, right? But it's not as big in my head. I just have to get used to it. And those are the smaller things of our, like, the reportage that we have.
Sure.
But I mean, I dig him. He's so funny. He's one of the best things about staying in Cape Town. Honest to God. He's so funny. He's on Bicycle Brasa.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, and the Bicycle Brasa I met, they sent me an email. They said, hey, we've got this movie podcast. And the audio was trash.
But like, had you already started your network?
Yeah, I'd started POC Podcasts then. Yeah. Which was People of Color Podcasts.
Yeah.
And then made it like POC, and the C kept on changing for like, depending on who you spoke to. You spoke to white people, it was people of content, right? Spoke to someone with money, it was POC, people of colors, diverse voices, right? But yeah, that was it. So,
but they were like one of the first.
Yeah, they were one of the first ones because they. I was producing all the other ones. I did Khabo Lechora. He takes photos for J Something and Mikasa. He had a podcast called Son of a Son.
Yes.
I recorded and produced that. Aisha Baker, she had her own podcast. She was doing a lot of mom stuff, influencing stuff. I recorded and edited that. Lauren Lekololas, she had her sex podcast.
Oh, yes.
Open Wide Say Ah. I edited and recorded that. Short Fine Legs with Daniel Gallen. Recorded, he edited the vast majority. I would upload and do another edit, or sometimes record and edit myself. Part of the Press, which was with Farrah Haffajee.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did four or five episodes. She just lacks consistency though.
Okay.
And that's the reason why it didn't work out. Great name. I'm still going to do it again one day, but I used to record and edit that. So I was recording 4 or 5 things. When I got an email from Jody about Bicycle Brasa, they sent me the audio. The audio was shit. It was crackly. It was like recorded on a fucking phone. It sucked.
But you heard the content was good.
But the content was good.
They're funny.
The content was good. So I sent down my old H4n and 2 microphones, and I said, use this. My gift to you. Go along with it. And that's how I met Jody and Ross. And then Ross and I we fight a lot, like about podcast stuff. It's because I sometimes think only in business and I don't think in human.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why my biggest fault I have nowadays is that my EQ used to be so much higher.
It used to be higher.
Yeah, I would genuinely, the late Eusebius McKaiser once said to me, and we weren't really close friends. We worked together. And he said,
yeah, I didn't know you fucked with him.
I work at Arena Holdings, and he did something for Times Live. He used to do a weekly for us.
Yeah.
But he said to me, he was just like, your EQ is one of the highest that I've ever seen on a person. All because there's a man.
I wouldn't say that about you ever.
Yeah, but you don't deal with me on a day-to-day on like how the people that I work with and interact with, like the team that I have at Arena Holdings love me. They think I'm great. I think outside the box. I give them enough creativity and space to create the stuff that they want. But there's an old man in Standerton. His name is Peter Bruce. Peter Bruce used to be, he's one of the country's biggest editors.
I was going to say, yeah, that sounded familiar.
Yeah. Very, very familiar, right? And he's got his own opinions, and I don't agree with half of them. But he's an old person. He stays 2 hours outside of Cape Town. He got a microphone. He didn't know how to work it. I don't have a car here in Cape Town. I borrowed a car. I drove all the way to Standerton, and I set his mic up for him. And I showed him the ropes, and I spent a day with this old man. Like, it was like forcing myself to have a grandfather for the day. And he asked questions about the simple things of podcasting. Do people make money from it?
No.
Yeah. How do people make money from it? How do people record remotely? Like, most of my guests I'm not in a studio. What's the best way to get headphones? What's the best mic? Like, old people questions.
Yeah.
And he did this lovely story about his son who stays in the UK, and he's just worried about his son because his son wanted a camera because he wants to do TikTok dancing videos. His son's a choreographer though.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, it makes sense in that moment. Sorry, I should have said that up front. But like, he was just like, do you think there's money in this type of thing? He just asked old people questions. And then Eusebius like, yo, not a lot of people would have done that to go and see Peter. He's a grumpy old man, you know. I know my EQ used to be way higher. I used to feel a lot for people.
But then what happened?
I like money. Capitalism, right? I mean, like I said, after my dad got sick, I only think about the bottom line.
It's so weird because like I went through like not with like my immediate like I watched my grandfather die basically like literally in front of me like kind of thing, and I took the exact opposite thing from that. It was like, I'm not going to waste my life fucking chasing dumb shit. Like, I just want to live, like, and do things that I really want to do. And that does require money, obviously.
I have that perspective, but I'm saying that I think about the bottom line so much, like so much more. Like, I go like, how do I make money from this thing?
Yeah.
And that's why when you ask, you do pretty well in it. I did pretty well in it because I was one of the early ones to figure out how to make money from this thing.
Okay. And then that does lead me to the question I've been wanting to ask you.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you make money off this?
So as an early adopter, I was consulting on a lot of things without using the word consulting.
Sure.
Like, I would tell you how to make a podcast, or I'll tell you how to record one, or how to edit one. And because of POC Podcasts, a company called Arena Holdings, they used to be known as Tiso Blackstaff, but they own like Sunday Times, Times Live, The Herald, The Sowetan, and all of these things. They approached me in the back end of 2021.
That's also, you do have a history in journalism. Like,
well, I've got the honors degree, but I mean, like, and this is I want to say this because I've been dying to say this on tape. No one took me seriously as a journalist. They didn't take me seriously because I finished my honors in journalism. I got into 702. I was there for a week. Katie Catapodis, who I love, great editor. She sent me to 947 and I met up with Ravi Naidu. And Ravi Naidu was the program manager there, and he didn't want to put me on air.
Yeah, no, you've had this beef for a while.
Yeah. And I was just like, and Ravi Naidu was an asshole to me. An asshole. Proper asshole. Like an indicative moment of my life is because of Ravi Naidu. One day he had phoned me and he had said he's looking for a comedian. It was during COVID, right? And I'm a comedian. He phoned me. And I didn't have work, so I think he's phoning me for a gig.
Yeah.
He says, hey, man, do you have a comedian we can use for our end of year function? I was like, yeah, me. And he's like, no, objectively speaking. And I was like, haha, objectively me. And he put the phone down on me. And since then, I swear to God, some days I dream of making his life a living hell. There's no, like to the point where he left 947, right? He didn't update his LinkedIn profile. So his LinkedIn said Ravi Naidu is celebrating 26 years at Prime Media. First one to comment was me. Congratulations, Ravi, to 26 more. I'm petty.
You are fucking petty.
I'm petty, and I love it. I love it. And one day
I love it when I'm not on the receiving end of it.
One day I will catch him on the streets, and I'll remind him of this moment. I, honest to God, will remind him of this moment.
Does that shit feel you though?
Yeah, it does. And that's why I'm saying, like, my empathy, my EQ. See, that's a moment where he hurt me, right? And my EQ is enough to go, I need to get justice, so my equilibrium is back, you know? That's how I feel about it. But like, yeah, so I make money from podcasts. Also with like some of the sponsorships that we have on some of the podcasts or the programmatic advertising. That's small money. But most of my money comes from like consulting and recording and editing. And like the one cool thing about POC Podcasts is that it was a CV. And then when I made it, I knew this wouldn't be the last iteration of it. But I showed it to at least the African market as a CV. And I also got that the African Union Media Fellowship, and that really helped a lot because that's basically.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I applied for it, and that's the reason why I don't understand why people don't take me seriously in the world of journalism, right? Because they only had serious journalists on the thing, and they had 2 content creators, myself and a guy from Morocco, and he's massive. And I was just like, I make podcasts. Like, I'd go to the AU and I'd wear these clothes, like track clothes, like I'm lounging all the time.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like you're wearing cheap shit.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but I'm just like other people go to meetings. Like my currently, like my bosses and stuff, they always laugh at me because I'll go to a meeting, I'll wear a beanie on, and they're just like, yo, it's Exco. I was like, what's that? Right? It's like, it's Manco. Why are there so many co's here? I was like, I'm cozy. It's like stupid fucking things. Like, I don't know how this world works.
But it's also, you're the creative. You're meant to be.
I'm comfortable wearing these things, and it makes me work nice. If a shirt made me work better, I'll fucking do that thing. But it doesn't. So this is the reason why I don't like the world of journalism, because no one took me serious as a journalist. They didn't take me serious as a radio journalist. They didn't take me serious as a radio producer. But you know why they take me seriously?
But do you think it's because you were a comedian as well that they didn't know how to...
That's their own thing. Well, people are funny all the time, bro. Just because I go on stage and be funny, now you can't take me seriously?
But also you think maybe because you're a little bit abrasive?
Okay. Okay. But that doesn't take away from anything that I said.
It doesn't take from your skills.
Abrasive doesn't take away from your skill.
Yep.
Right? So I went to this conference months and months and months ago. And all these editors are there. And all these deputy editors. And the Daily Maverick, News 24, Times Live. Everybody, the who's who. And this guy comes up to me and he says, Simmi, what are you doing here? And I said, what do you mean? But he said it in a way that was like,
this isn't your place.
Yeah, this isn't your place, right? Yeah. And I was like, I've got invited here. I'm on a panel. I'm talking about the role of new digital media in the South African media landscape. He's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. I said, but the way you said that sounded like I shouldn't have been here. And if you feel that way, that's cool. But you got to start asking yourself that if I'm here, there's a couple of options. 1, this room is shit. They're allowing Simmi Areff here. And you're also in that room, which makes you just as shit as Simmi Areff. 2, man, this guy is probably just as good, if not better than me, because he's in the same room as me. Or 3, should never have doubted this motherfucker. Come suck his dick, because he will be petty forever. That's how I view it.
So getting back to the money side of things,
yeah,
is having multiple podcasts allow for the like sponsorships and stuff like that, because it gives you a broader.
Yeah.
Okay. So was that the strategy all along?
I always treated it as a CV. I always treat it because no one has the same verve that I have when it comes to making stuff. Other than maybe Ross. Ross got it as well. But like Aisha is inconsistent with her recording. Khabo got 4 children.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but you use those things as CVs because the audio doesn't die and just stays there, right?
It's also like from that, you've now got Badvice. You're working with Phil's podcast.
Yeah, Phil got Petty Crime South Africa.
Yeah,
so
which is such a good concept.
It's such a great concept, right? It's such a great concept.
Like, I was annoyed.
Yeah, it is so good. It is so good. And I've always wanted to work with Phil. And the reason why I dig a person like Phil is because Phil has the same thing that Jody and Ross have. They can record and edit. That's what they have. Those are the things you need. So we changed the company's name now to All Ears, and we focus specifically on funny podcasts. We keep all the POC collateral because it shouldn't just die. Right?
Oh, of course.
But it's still a CV. You can still show people. So,
and who are you hosting with, by the way?
We host with Iono, and the only reason why we did it with Iono is that I can phone Francois up and be like, hey.
Because they are local, yeah.
They're local. And I don't think you can beat them on their price, like internationally. The only time I would change is if the numbers become more than what they are, but like can't handle those type of numbers.
But do they also organize advertising and stuff?
They do.
Yeah.
They do programmatic. They take 18% of it if they organize the deal themselves. But the reason why I love them, the reason why I went to them is that one of their salespeople, a lovely lady called Lee, phoned me when I stayed in Dubai for like 9 months, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that period.
yeah, and that period helped me.
Oh, you got a good story about
Oh, you must remind me because sometimes I forget the story.
just the one about the guy who did a fucking one-man show about me.
yeah. And that guy hates you, but he sucks at comedy though, so you're fine.
He sucks at life.
Yeah. Anyway, white people move to Dubai and become like workers, bro. So you're fine. Yeah. You're a 43-year-old, very successful, independent podcast. Anyway, so she contacted me and she's so great. And I was with Omni at the time as a server. Omni's expensive.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like $15 per podcast, right?
What?
Yeah.
Fuck, okay.
Lots of money. And I just remember how nice she was to me. And so when I started All Ears and I was like, yo, I'm cutting the fat of a lot of things. So I can have money to focus on certain areas instead.
Well, you told me you're still fucking editing on Audacity, which was just like crazy.
Don't tell them the secrets, bro.
No,
I
dude.
edit on
No, dude,
Audacity.
like it's impressive because Audacity's like
it's
like, you know, it's fine when you start out and you're learning the ropes, but like for me, I use Hindenburg just because of its ease of use. Like it's just
but I mean, like the only reason why I don't edit anymore.
Fair enough.
Like I told you, I give that out to someone else. But if I need to do like a mock-up of how an edit should fucking sound, Audacity. Because, bro, I'll be honest with you. I've edited podcasts on my phone.
What?
On the voice note app. And you would not know the difference. From the transition to the panning, I do it all. I know I can edit audio. So that's why I'm saying the things I can do with Audacity, I'm fucking Mozart here. I can fucking compose audio.
I love that you don't ever lack confidence, eh?
I don't. But you know the thing is, if you want to be humble, go for it. But beat my CV. I'll be humble in front of you if you beat my CV. If Joe Rogan was in front of me, like, yo, Joe, it's fucking Joe Rogan. I would listen to him. Right? But in Africa, name them.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's also because I'm just out of touch.
The people from Apple, they don't run to everybody. They run to me. The people from Spotify, they don't run to everybody. They run to me. So I may not have the biggest numbers. I may not have the biggest. They will come. They will come eventually. But they come to me because they understand that I know my shit.
That's actually an interesting point. I mean, in terms of numbers and that, I think people don't realize that podcasting is still fucking small. Like, especially in South Africa, but even globally. Like, you know, even the big names. It's literally Joe Rogan and then everyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's big podcasts now, like Shits and Gigs. It depends who you speak to. We had this very interesting conversation. I'm just trying to think if I'm under NDA for it. That's the reason why. Okay, cool. I'm going to try to be as vague as humanly possible.
Cool.
A very, 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 very famous person, not a comedian, right? Very famous person who's been in Marvel movies, right? That you would know, right? Who is African, right? Okay. Not from South Africa. Has recorded like a 10-part episode type of thing, right? Their agents were asking around, who can we speak to about helping us with distribution on the African scene?
They chatted to you.
They came to one man and one man only. And the person that I spoke to over there, that person used to head up NPR, they used to head up Warner Brothers, and they were just like, yo, the insights you have provided, we have yet to meet somebody. I just know my stuff when it comes to audio. And that's the reason why I'll chat my shit. I'm very confident with it.
But the thing is, you're also saying for yourself, like, you know, the numbers are still coming. Like,
the numbers will come.
you know, how do you think that gets there? Because I also noticed that obviously the celebrity-led stuff is what does more numbers because people know the name, I guess, you know. But then also, like, a lot of the time it's not consistent. They die off, you know, like they'll have a few episodes and like it pops, but then, yeah.
It's consistency and where you value your time, right?
Okay.
Do something like you've done 160 episodes.
Yeah.
I can't chat shit to you about consistency. I can chat shit to you about content.
Sure.
Right? But consistency, you beat me. You beat me.
But what's funny within that is like I feel like I haven't even been consistent. Like I should be on episode 250, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, but 160 is a lot, bro. There's like, I think that could be one of the higher ones. I mean, outside of like Mac or something like that, you're there. Especially for someone that hasn't like not making like the money Mac makes.
Yeah.
From
but it's also
like
we do very different things.
Very different things, right? Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah. Or like even Gareth's stuff. I mean, like because those are consistent, right? But you talking about someone
Gareth doesn't do as well as he should. Like,
I mean, yeah,
considering
they've
like
I was about to use the word downgraded, but they haven't. They've become smaller in a sense. But I mean, his consistency.
Yeah.
Right? We can't knock the consistency. We can knock the content. We can always knock the content.
And maybe the person too.
Yeah. That's you. That's for you, baby boy. but I mean, like you can't knock consistency. So I would say being consistent is actually the biggest block. It's something that I and Ross speak about all the time. Ross and I actually record once and edit 4 different podcasts.
Oh, sweet.
Just because of our schedules. And we've decided to treat this thing as a hobby that we like and we'll give a little bit of time and effort into it.
I mean, that's not how it's coming across, though, because it does come across quite professional.
But that's because our hobby is that we enjoy this thing. This thing is the reason why Lesser Known Somebodies doesn't exist anymore.
Is you got overdoing it.
I stopped enjoying it. I really did. I did this thing with the African Union and they bought a couple of episodes and we were meant to talk about the Agenda 2063, which is one of the programs that they have.
What do you mean by bought episodes? As in they pay?
Well, no, like, yeah. Well, part of the fellowship is that they give you money to make content, but they have the final stamp of approval if that content is good or not.
Okay.
Right? And it's like, was a lot of money. It's like 240,000 Rand that they had to pay me for my stuff.
I like it. You're like, not a lot of money.
No, it is a lot of money.
Oh, sorry.
So it's like,
yeah, it's a cool
and the reason, but they made Lesser Known Somebody so unbearable to shoot and unfunny that I was just like, I don't want to do this thing anymore. I'm so tired of it.
Also, I imagine you just like got over talking to other people.
No, I love you know when I loved Lesser Known Somebodies the most? If I could just set up in one place all the time and have my friend Janaid record me and anybody comes. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's when it evolved into that. Like, I like that concept.
I like that because I don't like the interview style thing. Like that's why I'm saying 160 episodes by you is amazing. Because you run out. You really do run out. And now you start going back, which is also okay. But I'm just like, I love Lesser Known Somebody's out on the streets, just the stories you'd hear is amazing. But like,
that was really fun. Like, I think the way that evolved was sick.
So one day, maybe it'll come back. But like, the African Union people really made it tough for me to do it. And thus the consistency dropped. And then I was chasing perfection with it. And the reason with Badvice, there's zero perfection over there, bro. That's Ross's Lounge. Yeah, the microphones and stuff are expensive, right? But that saves us time. Ross will edit the video and the audio. I'll do all the social media clips and stuff, right? And you can see the parts that the people love just naturally. Because it'd be like Ross really loves editing and making things, and he's a perfectionist, so he'll make something sound nice. And I will edit the clips and find the funny from it and edit the funny into it, or make it funnier online. But that is my last roll of the dice. I won't do something else after that.
In terms of podcasting.
Yeah, but I'm also fully convinced that it's going to pop off. Yeah.
No, I mean, I thought it already had.
Nah, not yet. But I'm convinced. Like, recently, it sounds stupid. It sounds like a chakrahan. But I had a conversation with a girl called... Why do you keep on looking at your recorder time? Is you got somewhere to fucking be.
No, it's just so I can keep track, motherfucker.
You're in fucking holiday in Cape Town, bro. The fucking sun's not even fucking down yet.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get out of here. I just want to know.
You're fucking speaking to fucking royalty here, bro. You fucking don't look at your fucking...
For the fucking flow of the fucking, hour and a bit that we're going to do.
Oh, okay. So I was speaking to this Shabnam Khan, She's
heard that name.
the author from Durban.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You know what fascinates me about Shabnam? I've always had a crush on Shabnam. She's just so talented, right? She's so talented. She believes everything about her life is magical. Shabnam really wanted to go to New York. She really, really wanted to go to New York. She went to New York.
She manifested that shit.
You call it white people call it manifest.
No,
we call it praying.
I don't call it manifesting.
White people love the word manifest. We call it praying. But she believes in magic. She believes she's like her world is magical. And because she believes in the concept of magic.
But bro, Moonchild's like someone like that as well. Like there's a few people I've chatted to on this podcast where it's literally like, you know, I'm just too logical for that shit. And like, I feel like it holds me back.
Well, it does. As soon as you let go, you'll see how different it is. Because I'm in that phase of, and like, not in the, like I'm seeing somebody to help let go. No, I firmly believe in magic. So when I say 1 million subscribers, I believe Ross is skeptical. He's like you. We're out having breakfast, right? And I'm telling him, I'm sounding like a chakrahan. I'm just like, hey, bro, you got to believe in magic. My friend Shabnam, she's an example. I know these things can happen. She manifested a 6-figure USD dollar book, right? Come on, dog. Magic. She's from Durban. Bob Perfect stays there. She comes from the same talent pool as Bob fucking Perfect. Darren Scott, right? Oh yeah, they don't know your real name.
No, everyone does. I'm open about, dude. I've mentioned it on here 1 million times. I'm open about it.
You know what? Bob probably didn't mention the reason why he had to change his name. Because he was named after a racist. His mom had a thing for Darren Scott the racist.
He wasn't even a thing when I was born, dickhead.
What do you mean? You're 43 now, dog. Fucking Darren Scott is only like 18 years older than you. Anyway, back to my story. So Ross like, shut the fuck up, this magic fucking thing. So like you.
That's the thing. Like, I know it works for people. Like, I've spoken about this before. I think I've even, like, when people have asked me about, like, you know, the podcasting and what have I learned and stuff. And like, I do find that interesting. Those people who, manifest things versus, you know, the other people who don't. Yeah. And like, I'm not going to lie to you, quite a few of the people who are into the manifestation thing, their lives seem to be going pretty well.
I'm talking about manifestation. I'm talking about magic.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the secret, bro.
No, manifesting is for white people.
It's literally fucking not.
Magic is different.
Manifesting is literally a fucking
magic. Because manifesting must be like, I want to have this specific thing. Magic is the process of how it gets to that thing.
But that's also the thing. You can't just like think like, put it out into the universe and not do the work.
Yeah, not do the work.
It's the praying, like it is the praying thing, like, you know.
So, so I'm telling him like, yo, man, the stuff that we have is fire. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We like it so much. Anyway, there's a Indian dude and his girlfriend who was sitting next to us, and I'm a hella observant observant person. I like seeing the stuff around me. So Ross is telling me like a generic story about we hadn't seen each other for 3 weeks, so it's just filling me in on stuff. And I'm noticing that this girl and this guy are not chatting to each other at all. And she's
Are they just listening to you? No.
Bro, so I know. I just thought he looked miffed. He looked upset. So his girl is just like, hey, do you want to have the pancakes? And he's like, yeah. And in my head, as I'm listening to Ross and I'm looking at him, but at the corner of my eye, I'm like, yo, man, that's so rude to your hands. Like, say, yeah, let's share. So I'm like, be soft. And we continue. She's like, let's split a bread. Because the restaurant we go to is famous for their bread. And
what is it?
It's called bread.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll go check them out.
Yeah, they're very, very cool. And then he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I was like, yo, man, what the fuck? Anyway, the girl that was serving us took lunch and she sat opposite us. And then she was having her sandwich and she looked up and she was like, hey, aren't you those two guys that do a podcast? And I looked at Ross and as I was about to say magic, Indian dude's like, yes, they are. And they are hilarious. And I was like, magic! This is magic! This is the best type of magic I've ever seen. We are magic. And his girlfriend was just like, he's been sitting here the whole time, really, really upset with me because he's like, I want to hear this whole conversation and you keep on disturbing me about eating and what we want to eat. Can't we just be in the present? And that's magic. I didn't manifest that. And that's why I say 1 million subscribers. I'm on 93 now. But next time you interview me.
You're what?
93 YouTube subscribers.
Oh shit! What? That doesn't sound right.
I know, right? But the audio numbers are pretty high.
Yeah, I would imagine though.
Yeah, it's about 1,000.
But it's also like the YouTube algorithms.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. And I don't understand this stuff. If I switch to my YouTube now, it'll just like, it's all this like, how to be big on YouTube type of things, right? And I hate all of them. I was telling Ross, in fact, on an episode, I was like, they're such liars. They're such liars. They don't know any of this shit, right? But yeah, I mean, like, so that's
The consistency in content is the key for YouTube, I think. Like,
But that's why, like, you should. I don't know if your podcast is on YouTube. Like, even the RSS function of it. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the admin.
yeah, no, well, I mean, I'm behind on it. So I haven't uploaded the new episodes and that. But yeah, but I've put stuff up.
No, but if you just submit your RSS feed, it will rip everything
Really?
off the. Yeah, it's so
Okay.
you use it.
I'll look into that. But
There's a hint if you've made it this far into the podcast, just take that and actually YouTube actually boosts that type of stuff because they're looking to push their audio content.
even though they've just killed Google Podcasts, but yeah, they're pushing
They've
it
killed
into
Google
there.
Podcasts, but I mean, like,
But also, who was fucking using Google
it,
Podcasts?
right? Right, and also because they launched the podcast thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that they want people to push.
No, like YouTube's been like good with the big names basically, like Lisa Gola and stuff like that. Those are the ones that have done numbers that like for me on there. But everyone else, it's like 20, 30, like you know.
It's fine, bro. But 20, 30 is better than nothing.
No, I agree, but it's also like viewer retention. It's like
Viewer retention will come if the people that like your stuff, like you're telling me outside. The people on your Patreon, they love your stuff. They pay for your stuff. So their retention is high. And those are the type of people you want to speak to.
yeah, I mean, I've
don't wanna
there's some
speak to
people have
Mac G's
literally
audience.
spent like thousands on this podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like at least you have some form of like CV to show people, like receipts to go like, hey, yo, man, this is how much I make and this is how much I do. And that's great, bro. It's like no one can knock you on that. They can knock you on the type of person that you are and your content. They really, really can, Bob. But I mean, like,
Fuck you.
no, bro. I say this as your friend because I want
bring
you to
the
be
criticism.
successful.
Like, what do you
Like,
mean
I
by
really,
the type
really
of
do.
person?
No, I really, really want you to be successful in this thing because it's not shit. The people that you have are great. Maybe there's other things you need to change. Like maybe it's the way you edit, or maybe it's how long they are, or maybe which parts do you take out and which parts do you keep. But like that's something that you have to tinker around and fuck around with.
Yeah, but also sometimes wonder if like I've done too much tinkering and like the people who enjoyed in the beginning don't like the current formats or whatever.
Fuck them. They like you for you. Honest to God, they like you for you, right? But I mean, like if you had to sit down with me and be like, how do I make this thing better? I'd be like, maybe it's not the audio. Maybe you must change. You laugh at it, but I'm just like, you don't like networking. So you don't meet people. You'll say something bad about a person before ever fucking meeting them.
Sure.
You don't know any, I mean, like, you'll go fight Spotify. Okay, Bob.
It's just because of the global
You go
fucking
fight,
issues.
you go
Like, I think Spotify is actively gonna fuck. Is the problem with so much that we have, like when it comes to music and shit these days, and even maybe with podcasting, because who the
No
fuck's
one
making
money off fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
The vast majority of people don't make money off podcasts.
guess-
Spotify's gonna make
But
money.
guess who's
off
making
podcasts.
money? Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Woo. Shiver me timbers, Bob. I mean, like, but it's a place for people to find you,
I get that.
and the place and you can phone the lady at Spotify who have given her email address to you,
Yeah,
and I
man.
bet you've never typed an email to her.
No, because like I just don't.
You see,
want to-
when you asked me to help you earlier on in the year, help me. How do I do this thing? And I phone her and say, hey, my friend's going to contact you.
you didn't tell me you did that.
Dog, why? How else do you get the person? You can't just give somebody's email address. Like how you can't give... Come on, Bob. People want you to succeed. So
Sure, but dude, like I do also have ideological issues. Like,
Yes, that's your... But okay, but leave. It could be another person. It could be the guy from Apple. Right? So I'm saying that I say these things because if you had to sit with me now and be like, what can we do to make this thing better? I'd be like, Bob, first thing is you. Go meet people. You don't have to be upset. You can have different ideological differences. I've got that with Gareth. I really, really do.
well, I know that because I know you and I know his.
Yeah, right?
outlets, Yeah.
He was at a podcast conference and he was on stage and I was eating a scone. And he said, talent always rises to the top. See that gentleman over there? His name is Simmi Areff. Talented. One day, you will not be able to touch him. Right? So you go, oh, okay. People notice things all the time. So maybe if I was you, I'd be like, how to become... You don't have to become a people's person. But
Yeah,
maybe...
because you're not a fucking people's person.
I'm not a people's person, but people love it. I also realized that I've got haters. Like, I was speaking to my friend and I asked her, hey, why doesn't my stuff pop off? She's like, haters. She says, it'll take a long time, but it's haters. It's like, but I have to change somehow. So I'm a lot more wholesome, like on the podcast. Like I'll talk about my vulnerabilities and in a funny way, you know. And then like I don't like when women get dissed. So I'll be like, I've never liked that actually. So
Yeah.
you know. So I'll be like, no, if like someone will send a problem into the podcast because the whole show is about giving bad advice, I'll be like, oh, this girl doesn't want to speak to me. I'm like, okay, move on, bro.
Literally.
It's like, yeah, you're like, move on. There's no bad advice. I'm not gonna send you advice and be like, yo, you got to do this to get it. Nah, fuck you. Move on. Don't disturb this person's life.
That was like, yeah, something I learned like with women and stuff, and like it's done me the best. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, if she doesn't reply to your DM, cool.
Move on. There's
Like
nothing wrong with it.
literally, it's like-
nothing wrong with it. It's not even taking an L. Just she don't want to speak to you.
And that's someone else who will. Like eventually,
So-
yeah.
So I'm saying like if I had to focus on you, I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's get you to at least being nicer to the outside world where people can help you. Like go to these podcast meetups. I know you want to sigh. Let me tell you, I sit over there.
It's just a lot of that shit does just come across as fucking cringe to me.
It is.
and it's
And
also
I
a lot of
also
these people
roll-
don't know what the fuck
and
they're
I
talking
also
about.
roll my eyes.
Yeah.
I also roll my eyes.
Like we got a lot of people who are positioning themselves as experts when they're not.
Yeah, they're not. But they also don't make enough money from it, Bob. Like they're just over there chatting shit.
Yeah, but that's the
hoping
thing.
that
It's
it
becoming
works.
a new hustle. Like
It is.
Like the conference kind of thing is a hustle. It always has been. Any kind of fucking conference that exists
It's a hustle.
is a hustle.
It
Like
is a
they're not
hustle.
real. You're not going to get real information from these things. Like as an audience
You're right.
member and like
You're right. I went to one recently, a big one, sponsored by the Department of Arts, Sports, Arts and Culture. Right?
yeah. So someone got money there.
Yeah, and Telcom, but that's how brands work, and that's why people do conferences.
But I just remember like when Glenn Boy did Durban Digital Day.
That's hilarious.
I love Glenn, but ever since then I've just been like conferences are scams.
Oh, I hope the people on this podcast get that gag. That is such a solid gag. You are so funny. You're at 44 years old. You are so fucking hilarious, bro.
I'm 45. Get it correct.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. But yeah, so first thing, I'll make you more of a people's person. Secondly, I'll tinker around with the how to do your type of stuff. Thirdly, bro, shoot your shot. Even it sounds stupid because you and I are the same type of person. We don't want to ask for help. We'll do it our fucking selves.
Yeah.
Right? That's how we are. And if we burn bridges, there's this Japanese thing.
May the bridges are burned light the way.
Yeah, right. I can't remember exactly the name of this Japanese term, but basically it means once you burn a bridge, I don't look back.
Yeah.
Not even to see if someone is reconstructing it again. I'm only going forward. I used to be like that.
Forwards ever, backwards never, bro.
Yeah, word. Is that how it goes? So I don't think that says that in Japanese though.
No, that's a song by a band called Trash Talk. But
Oh.
anyway.
Okay, that's cool. No?
Dude, the video for it was shot by Tyler the Creator. You should check it out. It's sick. Anyway.
Oh, okay. That sounds like the most hipster thing you could say in Cape Town, and I would believe you. And I'll be like, "Whoa, Tyler the Creator, he's still around. He's painting his nails still."
What do you mean he's still around?
I don't listen to that type of music.
Dude is fucking huge, and he's fucking working with Louis Vuitton, like with Pharrell and shit. Dude's designing clothes, like
Oh, he's working with Zionist. Oh, okay, well.
yeah, and he's
okay.
really good. Like his stuff's sick. Like
Yeah. Well, I don't work with any Zios, so.
oh, he's working with Zios.
Yeah, Pharrell. He does concerts for the IDF.
Ooh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because I'm happy. All right, so okie
yeah, that's
History will remember you.
that's been an interesting thing about this last year is just finding out how many people
Yeah.
have no fucking moral backbone.
Right.
Like,
Right? It's so wild, actually. It's actually so wild.
but it's also like, yeah, we need to try to keep receipts for all of this because there's so fucking many that it's like,
Bro, it's actually ridiculous. Like, but anyway, so what I'll do with you is that I'll do those two things first. And then, like, bro, just you brands and stuff, just drop them. Really, really just drop them a mail. Be like, hey, my name is Bob Perfect. But brands that will suit you. Don't fucking go to Kia and be like, I need a car. Like, Kia will be like, yo, I've listened to your podcast. Shut the fuck up. We never want to hear from you again. People would rather listen to the fucking radio than listen to this shit, you know? But like, go to a brand that really, really works with you. And you have to be clever when you go to a brand. Like, if for Badvice, we're dying to get pineapple insurance.
okay.
Yeah, because we just feel like we got the same vibe as pineapple insurance. Pedro's, we're dying to get a Pedro's, right?
Chat to Jem then.
Jem does Pedro's.
He's the marketing guy.
I want to talk to Mr. Pedro's, which is like Mohammed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking the marketing guy, but I'm just like, so like that's what we do with Badvice. But I'll do that for you, and I would nag them, and then you take your numbers and stuff, and you know we said before this thing, people bullshit numbers.
Yeah.
bullshit, those numbers, bro. You go find fucking retention time on TikTok of one of your fucking, like, oh, people watch this 13-second clip for an hour and a half, you know? Right? So then you put those screenshots, they don't know the fucking numbers.
Or just send them the Lisa Gola episode.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. And then you just extrapolate it. Do that. That's okay. You must do that thing. Because you already got consistency. Can't beat you there. Can only beat you in all the other things.
Yeah, it's just I have softened a lot. I think like I have become more open to working with different people and not just hating off the bat. But like that's also the thing. Like nowadays, if I hate you, like you did something, kind of thing. Like I will talk my shit fucking clearly and openly about people. Like last night, someone asked me about like a Durban comedian, and I was just like, "Yeah, do that. That dude's a fucking cunt." Like, and they're like, "Well, he was nice to me."
Will you say his name after this podcast?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, can't you say it now and just bleep it and then cut it out so I just know, so I can laugh.
Him and I had a thing, but anyway, because he didn't actually. I've actually spoken about it on the podcast. Just not mentioned his name.
Don't mention me. I'm fine.
Just not mentioned his name.
I want to be booked.
Well, he's not even booking gigs anymore.
It doesn't matter. I want to be booked in the future. I'm a people's person, bro. I'm a wholesome human being. Don't chat.
I know you.
Don't chat about that
I know
person.
you. No, yeah, but I'll cut that out anyway. But yeah, like I've spoken about the issues on the podcast and that. But I am trying to burn less bridges. I am trying to also give people more just be more empathetic, I guess. Everyone's coming from.
You've changed, Bob.
Yeah, I think for the better.
You'd go to Splashy Fin now. You
not a fuck. Not a fuck. Fuck Splashy Fin, dude.
If Splashy Fin had a podcast tent, you would be there. I know you.
Not
I've
a
seen
fuck.
your morals change live, my man.
I've
seen you hate
let's
Savannah. I've heard you go, oh, they fucking when big comedians like Trevor Noah come to Durban, they don't fucking even know about the Durban talent that's over there. I've seen you chat gang shit, bro.
That's never been my chat about Trevor.
It's not your chat about Trevor, but I've also seen you hold the Savannah Cup, take pictures backstage.
They fucking paid me.
I've seen you. And you know what? If your backbone can bend like that, my man, we can see you at Splashy Fin podcast tent. You are there.
Hey, I will admit there, depends on the money.
You got to know what your number is. And I like that. That's why I'm saying that, we can work with you. We can work with you. You just tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, but it's also it's hard to be ideological in a capitalist world,
It is. And it's also like we mentioned the Zionism thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like you could focus on it and other people actually just don't care about it.
Dude, that's also what I found with my anti-Spotify stance that most people, even musicians who are being hurt by Spotify,
they're still there.
They're still there.
I know Majosi is there. I've listened to it every single time when he says, "Who's listening to me from Germany?" I was in Germany for 2 weeks. I was listening to that guy. That's the reason why he got 1,000 listens. It was just me. You can call me babe and I'll call you over and over and over again.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So you got to know these things, Bob.
Well, I'm learning. That's why,
That's why you're here.
That is why I'm here. Look at you. I told you before. I just want to know how you're making money, how you're doing all this shit.
Just from consulting, and I'm over here in Cape Town. I don't want to tell you this, Bob, but I'm not Simmi Areff here. I'm Simon Kleinsky. You got to know that me being this pale has finally paid off. Someone said to me, I went to the CEO event just as I moved over here, and said, "Oh, Simmi's short for Simon, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, but you don't look white. You from Tel Aviv?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Shalom, shalom alaikum." I don't know what the line is. I don't know what the line is, right? That's why I still get confused. If someone says shalom to him, like, walaikum was shalom. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Simon Kleinsky, bro. But no, over here, when I moved over here, I don't know if you've ever met a guy called Johnny Ings.
Oh yeah, I know. I haven't met him.
Yeah, I haven't met him.
Yeah,
Johnny Ings is a fixer. Is my dream job. Honest to God.
Yeah, because he used to be with Rocking the Daisies.
He used to manage a lot of bands.
And then he did bands and stuff like that.
His story is
and
so
then he did
fascinating.
Texas podcast.
Yeah. So he's right place, right time, but he has his hands in many pots. But inherently, he's a fixer. He just puts people in touch with other people. And whether he makes a commission over there, maybe not, maybe it's something else. He got me to Cape Town. And he put me in touch with people. And he taught me how to be a
So it was a move here, like a
person.
business move more than like a lifestyle.
I had 9,000 Rand in my bank account.
Fuck it.
And then he organized a 3-month trade exchange with the co-working, co-living space. And then I was like, the first month was great. And the second month, they had run out of places to stay because the world was opening up for like digital nomads and stuff.
Oh, God.
And then I was like, I had to rent one of their places. And I was like, Johnny, I need work. And he's like, oh, Chom, don't stress. I'll sort it out for you. And he got me some work. And then I was meeting more and more people. And a lot of the creatives are on this side of the world, like the building that we stay in, M&C Saatchi, next door.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. The marketing manager stays upstairs.
Okay.
And they do a podcast. So when I went to go meet them, they're just like, oh, we've heard so much about you. Where do you want to meet? Do you want to do it online and stuff? I was like, what building are you in? And I knew they were in this building. And I was like, cool, I'm here at this place. Can I come and see you? They're like, yeah, sure, not a problem. And they're like, you stay here? Stay here? And then we meet. We see each other in the lifts all the time. We speak about like ads and stuff. It's only the networking. And once I got that Arena Holdings job and I started consulting with them, and I just met more people, and I'm good at the networking thing. Like
It's so funny because like you like I'm outwardly misanthropic, but like I know you're a misanthrope. I know you. Fucking
Yeah, misanthropy is one of my favorite things in the world, right? I get peopled out a lot. Ross always complains like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know either. I just know that, like I say, I'm just so focused on the bottom line these days. The only day I hate of the week is Sunday.
But because you're not making money.
Can't make money. Can't make money on Sunday.
It is funny though, because like with regards to me, like Jamie and I, like my girlfriend, like we chat like about it sometimes.
Oh, we get it. You got a girlfriend.
Yes,
Yo,
I
this
do.
guy. Yes. How many times you mentioned on this fucking podcast?
Every episode. But like we'll chat about it and that like sometimes like, you know, I'm like, just don't come out with me tonight because I've got to put the fucking charm offensive on and you're going to be annoyed and like you're going to be like,
What is your
guy?
charm offensive?
What do you mean?
What is your charm offensive?
It's just not hating all the time. like
I would love to see that.
like most of the time when I'm out with comedians, like I'm being way fucking like more affable than I want to be.
When you say comedians, you mean people that attempt comedy?
Well, yes. Like when I'm actually hanging with like comedians, it's very different.
It's actually, you know, I say this, but that's actually a real thing. It's a real thing. Like, because like, man, I met a guy, he was a comedian. And I was like, yo, really? He's like, yo, we've done a few shows together. Me and you? He's like, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. When did we ever do a gig? He's like, armchair. I was like, I'll go get fucked, doc.
It's like, because you're definitely not watching. Like,
yeah, come on, bro. It's an open mic gig over there, bro. What the fuck?
literally.
Right? Okay, cool. No. So you've got a charm offensive.
Yeah, well, I've definitely got like the...
Let's say I was a very important person right now. Who's a brand that you want to work on this podcast? He wants to sponsor this podcast.
Let's just say Vans for now, but
Okay.
I've already got
I'm the
contacts there.
CEO of Vans. Yeah. Right? What up, dude? Skateboarding for life, dude. Okay. Now, what's your charm offensive?
Like, I don't know now. But I would just talk to you about like, yeah, like stuff that, you know, we can relate on. And
Wow.
And I wouldn't just start off by being like, that sucks.
And then as that night is ending, what do you do? Or as you're leaving or if they're leaving?
Yeah, I know I should be like swapping contacts and this and that, but...
Only get their email. Unless you've got a business card or you grab their business card, right? But get their email and you drop that email.
The next morning, yeah.
Nope, immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. Absolutely immediately. You may think, oh, but they think like I'm irritating them. And yeah, they will. 100%. They will definitely think that. And they're probably not going to respond to their first email. But the second one you send, they'll respond because they'll be back at work or something like that. And like, oh shit, I forgot to respond to his email. It's a bit rude of me now. That's how you do it.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
That's the advice. That's the good advice, not the bad advice.
Yeah. I grab it all the time. All the time. There's not a lady at Telcom. She sponsors the radio awards.
Okay.
Right? I did this panel discussion and she was there and I saw her giggling at the jokes and stuff that I was telling about like the media industry and stuff. And as soon as I got off the stage, I went straight to her because I know Telcom sponsors big audio and stories.
Yeah, I mean, they
stuff like
sponsored fucking Comic-Con.
ABSA, for example. ABSA. Dean used to work at ABSA. My best friend Dean. He now lives in Canada now. Fucking asshole. That asshole. Anyway, he used to work at ABSA and ABSA got that your stories matter type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has pitched for whatever they're going to do, from festivals and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I phoned the lady up from ABSA. I drop her a message once, twice a month. I know that she loves her TikTok, and she does food TikToks. She does like her own like food reviews, and she makes her own food and stuff. I'll go comment on it. But like, yo, this is such great content.
Okay, I get it. You're just going to be a fake ass motherfucker is what you're saying.
No, I'm being genuine. I do like her content.
Okay.
I think her content is great for someone that has like 3,000 followers and stuff and 294 views. I also want people to leave nice comments on my TikToks, right?
Yeah.
So to
No, I actually
you got to
like,
be the engagement that you want to be in the world.
you know, I actually have realized that like genuinely is like because I don't like things on Instagram or like comment or whatever, and yeah, people don't like my shit and comment on my shit because like it's not reciprocal. But like yeah, but I also hate that. Yeah.
You were a skater boy. You said see you later, boy. Now you back with Vans.
Well, maybe
You can
like,
speak to Grant.
which Grant?
Payne.
Yeah, I saw him the other night. But
Blondie?
actually, I know
Was
Warren.
he at Blondie?
Pardon? Yes,
Yeah,
obviously.
there we
Like, where else would?
Oh, I didn't even know you saw him the other night. I'm on WhatsApp and be like, yo, just spoke to Bob. He said you saw your Blondie.
Yeah, no.
Aperol Spritz? You had Aperol Spritz with him?
No, he was rocking the brandy and cokes because of the special.
Okay. Was he sitting in the corner with his laptop?
Well, he,
Editing
photos? He wasn't editing; he was just chilling.
was
But
just
yeah,
chilling?
like I walked in, so I
My
was
man.
like,
Yeah.
we hung out. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get him on this weekend, but my schedule.
Yeah, it's great. You must ask him about his Suzuki because I interviewed him. He was going to do that trip around Africa.
Oh, yeah?
And he had like a Suzuki that he had souped up into like a camper van type of thing. Interviewed him. Great interview, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember.
Fascinating interview. 2 days later, wrote it off.
I mean, that is a Grand Pain thing to do. Like, that is a very.
The audio hadn't even been uploaded yet.
Yeah.
my man was like, please help me raise funds for a new thing. I need to fix this thing. Oh,
That dude's got chaotic energy, but I love him. But yeah, like I know Warren from Vans and stuff, and we chatted like we were going to do live events for podcasting that they were going to get involved with, but then new licensees and stuff like that. So anyway, like still it's possible, but yeah, I also don't know like if live podcasts in South Africa
you have
are
to know how to do it.
okay. How do you do it?
I mean, the way that I've done it is that I've always coupled it with something else.
Yeah.
I've always known that the comedy market has always wanted something more than just stand up. Unless that stand up is Alfie or Mark or something like that, then they'll watch an hour and a half of them and not say anything. But for like a normal theater going audience, when there's like a stand up that has a show on, sometimes they want a bit of something else. So I used to do a lot of the stand up, and then I'll do the interview afterwards. So stand up would be myself, an intermediate act, and then like Riyad Musa, right? And then break, and then the interview with Riyad, and then ask them to be more engaged. So they can give you questions, or they'll ask questions from the crowd. What we're going to do with Badvice in November is there was a girl, her name was Zoe Brown, but she's moved to Australia now. So we're trying to look for someone that wouldn't necessarily like is the opposite of Badvice. Like just a sweet, wholesome person giving you like these problems, right? Right. That's like the whole thing that we would go for. But yeah, so
But you could also do like with Bioscope Brasa and stuff.
yeah,
like that.
they did 100 for their 100th episode. They did a live one, and it was great. It was their first time, but they broke it down into 3 acts like a movie.
Oh, nice.
Right. You see, it's about just getting bums on seats and bringing fans in.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But if you couple it with something like if you do a live podcast and
Well, my deal was to make it a party. Like, you know, you have the interview and then afterwards DJs or a band or something. Like one of the people you're interviewing, like, yeah.
does something, yeah.
Yeah.
That I would go for, but like, man, that just sounds horrible at the same time.
What?
Like, you know, people that go to parties, when have they ever wanted to listen to somebody? Remember
Yeah.
Remember the Winston had a festival,
Yes.
and we did listen on somebody's live there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you mean the Winston Festival? I fucking put on a
you put
festival,
on the festival.
dickhead.
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
listened to
yeah,
somebody's
that was
live
fun.
there. Yeah, it was fun. But remember, we had someone on the band. There was like a drummer that came on. No, there was a guy, Dimitri something.
Oh, fuck him. But anyway.
Okay, sorry, dog. Yeah, you see how you hate people. Maybe Dimitri's the head of a brand.
No, he's definitely not.
Oh,
but
he's definitely not. But I mean, like, He's so
Nah, but
he
it's also-
played and stuff, and then there was an Indian guy that actually jumped up on the stage. It was so funny, and he sang an Indian song. I still remember it because I got that audio. It was so funny. But I mean, like, so it's always about experimenting, and we did,
Yeah,
like,
because you did
stand-up
live
and
stuff with fucking Majosi and shit. Like,
yeah. I always Madge never invites me to his gigs. I always
just
invite
go.
him to mine. No. I'd like he always tell me last minute, hey, I'm performing in Front Shook to 1,800 people. Do you want to come? Yes, I do. But I also want to perform in Front Shook. The nicest thing he ever did was he brought me on stage once and I got to sing. And it was so nice. It was so cool because I didn't think he was gonna do it. Right. And I was standing backstage and then he was like, you know how Madge is like one of the nicest guys in the world.
literally a sweetheart.
And he said, hey guys, so I have a friend and he really, really loves my music. We're really, really close and we hang out a lot. And he's always told me he would love to sing with me. So please welcome on stage my friend Simmi Areff. And I was like, what? And then I was walking up to the mic. I was like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I WhatsApped you. And before we got to the gig, I fetched you. I even told you what song to learn. I was like, I did not read those messages. And he's like, okay, well, we're singing your favorite songs.
Well, that's also the thing. Like, you know all the words.
Right. And then he started playing, and I remember him just like nudging his head, going, okay, go now. I was like, well, there's something about the way. And I was like really, really nervous. It was so weird for me at the same time because I was just like, I know this song. But he's so sweet. So yeah, but I always invite him to my gigs. So like when we did another live podcast.
Because you also did the thing with Jane and Daniel, like in Durban.
I miss that kid.
Bro, yeses.
I miss that kid.
It still
bro.
fucks with me, dude,
Yeah,
some days.
I miss that kid. That kid, that guy was so talented. But that was my one-man show. But it wasn't necessarily a podcast. But I would use
but I'm saying like then with Majosi, I've seen like you when you've got like gigs and stuff, you have them and like
But I mean like for the live podcast stuff, we've done a live podcast with Madge. I've done a couple. I've done one, Dylan Oliver, Riyad Musa. I used to use Yasin's gig in Yasin Barnes' gig in Sabran Park, which was great for podcast actually. Yeah, so I've done a couple, but I mean like I just think it's the way you package it.
Yeah, I've done one and like it was pretty dope. Like, you know, we had about 20 people like in the audience, which was
great.
enough.
But you should call your one Bob Perfect Dies and see all your haters come in. But you should do it from a casket.
Well, I've always thought of doing like instead of, you know, Bob Perfect and Friends, it's Bob Perfect and Fiends. Like,
yeah, that would work.
It's also, you notice how like weird how comedians seem to have a lot of friends, but like from the shows.
I don't have a lot of friends.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying all these shows, like, I'm like, these aren't your friends.
Yeah,
like,
that's very true. Like,
you guys don't hang out.
You
Like,
guys don't hang out. Yeah. No, someone asked me the other day, like, oh, who are your friends? And I was just like, outside of comedy. In fact, the person that acted in the Marvel movies asked me about a person that represents comedians here and how I know them. And then the next inevitable question was like, oh, do they manage you? And I was like, actually, no. The reason why we're such good friends is because we don't speak about comedy. Same like why I'm such good friends with Yasin. Yasin, I don't ask Yasin about anything about comedy. Maybe if I want to go to a gig.
Yeah, I mean, like Mojack and I like became friends over Apex Legends basically, and we hardly ever talk fucking like comedy. Neil and I never talk comedy.
You love chatting shit about people.
Yeah. That's why we're friends.
Nope, we are not friends.
Fuck you.
I don't have. All
you tell everyone you're my friend, motherfucker.
No, I say Bob Perfect. I wish everything but success for that guy.
don't stunt on this podcast.
No, I don't. I've always phoned you when I have something for you in my head. I was like, oh, like when I wanted to buy your podcast, then you gave me the most ridiculous cost on your fucking thing.
No, I didn't.
10,000 rand for your catalog.
That's not a lot of money.
You didn't have 10,000 listens in entirety. What the fuck were you charging?
Got way over 10,000 fucking listens.
No, you didn't.
Oh, maybe then, yeah. Like now, like,
yeah, now you got way more. But so maybe now I should offer you 10,000 rand. 1 rand a listen. 1 rand a listen.
Well, I mean, also, I just didn't know how like all that shit works anyway. I still fucking don't.
You should ask. I'll help you.
Yeah, well, we're chatting.
Oh, this will be the last time we chat for another 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I can only tolerate you in small doses.
I can't tolerate you. Full stop. Not full dose, small dose, half a dose, a Zempic size dose. I can't tolerate you at all. Do you have anything else you want to ask me, Bob?
Yeah, just basically, what's your relationship with comedy like these days? Because I see you don't really do as many shows and that, but like
I just don't tell people I don't do shows.
Pardon?
I just don't tell people I don't do shows. I often forget. I'm starting up again. I've always been one of those comedians that if I don't have something to say, why am I stealing stage time from someone, right? Probably another thing that
What do you mean?
regret.
Like you work the craft? Like that's the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, but if I don't have like a theme or something, I must have something in my head that I want to say,
okay.
or an angle that I want to think about. Then I don't want to do it. And also because I found other things in life that I really, really enjoyed. Like I got into running.
Yeah, you've got into running and swimming.
Like I
and
got into running, swimming.
Like you did the mid-month mile.
Yeah. And you know, I came 41 out of 256.
Not bad.
You know how many white people are fucked up? Yeah. It was a dark day for white people. Oh man, they were so upset. Except for the other 40 people ahead of me. But the other white people behind me, But I mean, like, I didn't have anything to say. And also because of like COVID, and I just found joy in other things for a long time. It didn't mean that I don't miss stand-up. I do miss stand-up. And I know some of the people over there actually also miss me. Which is, it's nice to see when I get to a place and I get like a warm hug. And people are like, oh, fuck. Do you want to jump on and stuff like that? I dig those things. So I'm slowly getting back to it. My relationship is good with stand-up. Can I be a better stand-up? Yes. What makes you a better stand-up? Open mics. Going to all the gigs, right?
Yeah.
Repetition. So I'll get back into it. Will I be the world's best stand-up? Maybe that's not my destiny. But I believe in magic, so we don't know. 3 years from now, I could be maybe not super big, but I mean, like, I think I will be pretty big as a comedian and a podcaster, and I think that's how I'll find my fame.
I mean, I do think, your comedy is great. People do enjoy it. And it's also like, if you were more consistent with it, like, you would be on a higher level.
Yeah.
So, maybe just do that.
I should apply consistency like how you apply consistency with this thing. Just pitch up, do the gig. And I've been doing gigs. I just haven't shared the posters a lot. But in the last, 2 months.
Okay. Because, I saw you hosted
gigging once,
Movable and
twice a
shit.
week.
Yeah.
I want to up that.
And that's the sick thing about being here in Cape Town is that there are gigs. Like,
They know gigs in Durban.
not like unless I organize them, it was with not quite right guys. No, like
the
genuinely.
Durban gatekeeper, Bob fucking perfect.
Someone actually called me a gatekeeper. Like,
I coined that term, bro.
it was so funny to me because it was like, I'm building the fucking gate.
Yeah. That's what John Fismus told me, and now he doesn't do stand up. He's inverted commas, retired or something. He's a chakrahan. If you go watch his stuff now, it's fucking hilarious.
Sponsored fucking posts on my fucking timeline. Fucking bargain bin Alan Watts fucking
I don't have a nice thing to say about that man.
Bruh.
I wish him well.
Yeah, dude,
I wish him well. I hope he can meditate for another 3 billion fucking years.
meditate himself to death, bro.
I got nothing nice to say about that guy. That guy told me to my face it was so funny at Cliff Central once. And he was like, he started talking about gatekeepers. It was like 2 years afterwards, right? And he's like, I built the fucking gate. Okay. All right. That's when he used to do a podcast.
No, but they were extractive. Like, I'm not like extractive. I'm not taking anything from anyone else. I'm literally giving people opportunities to get on stage.
At the time, I was like, this is coming from the guy who fucking does a podcast with Kanthan fucking Pillay, the guy that had that purple cow party.
Oh god!
And uses child's fucking school education money to fucking try to get bums.
Bruh, that was such a good fucking week on Twitter.
Oh,
Fuck,
it was so wild.
the fucking school
I was like,
fees.
you gotta. I mean, like now, like what is? So yeah, John is a chakra now. I think he bought an MBA from Henley or something like that, one of those fucking fake MBA schools.
Yeah, like I even posted on because Daniel was talking about like when people get spiritual.
Hey, Daniel is back, Friedman.
Yeah,
but he doesn't
nice.
go as deep fried man anymore. I miss that guy.
Yeah, it's like fuck. He seems to be living a good life.
Yeah,
We chatted a little bit recently, but he was posting about
he doesn't like you.
About like how people become spiritual, like and become assholes or whatever. And like I was like, oh, I see John Flismus has made it to your timeline, and he was like, oh, I thought he was doing like the business consulting thing, and I was like, oh, like it turns out he's a multifaceted grifter.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you call him a grifter. I just call him a chakran.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I was like, I've seen, like I told you earlier on, hey, receipts. Also, maybe people got receipts about me. They're like, oh, Simmi did this thing. But you know what? I think earlier on when you're like, you know where that confidence comes from? My dad always told me.
I was going to ask you, like, if, like, yeah.
My dad always told me, he said, the world could be burning around you. But at the end of the day, you have a bed to come home to and a roof over your head and a hot plate of food. And you can always start from zero again. Always. That's why it's easy for me to tell people to fuck off.
I mean, that's pretty much the same for me.
And I've seen the food that you make, bro. Maybe not, eh? Maybe you should tell a lot less people to fuck off.
That's fucking hilarious because my food's amazing.
What
I'm a
food do you
really
cook?
good fucking cook. What do you mean?
White people can't cook.
Bro, I can cook. Like really fucking well. Yes. Like
what?
elaborate fucking 8-hour long fucking shit, dude. Like you don't even know.
8 hour long is not cooking. That's just letting something go into a pot, my man. That's slow.
No, whilst doing, a whole feast. I can do a whole fucking Christmas, fucking 3 different roasts, fucking gravies going, sauces going, fucking. You must see me, bro.
I saw you use a packet once for gravy.
Fuck.
I saw you. I saw that on Instagram. So
That's definitely not true. You can even check
and
my
mint
Instagram.
jelly and mint jelly. I've seen you use that from the packet. As well.
Bro, I wouldn't even use mint jelly. Like unless
seen
we're
this.
doing like
You were
lamb.
cooking with your granny.
That's not a thing. Like
I've seen you see receipts. I keep these things, my boy. I've seen these things.
no, like
But maybe it's the pictures that you take with the food. They don't
look
yeah,
good.
They don't look good. Maybe that's the thing.
no, like I fuck around with like a lot of French kind of cooking and Italian kind of stuff, but like I'm trying
I
to
believe
expand
you.
my
You're
range.
45, so you've
47. Come on, get it correct.
You know, but you know about seasonings. You know, like salt and pepper and stuff. Right?
Bro, like you're talking to the wrong guy. Like I've got like fucking jars.
What do you think about roti and chai?
Pardon?
Roti and chai from Durban.
I've never been there.
Yo, that's one of the most amazing places to chow food, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like honestly.
I'll go check them out.
Anyway, what other questions do you have for me? I can't remember what the end of that John Christmas thing was, but I mean, I wish him well.
It's just always nice to hate on John Christmas together.
I wish him well. I wish him well. I really, really do. See him on the streets, hopefully.
It's so funny how like, people in the public like don't get the John Christmas hate, but like all the comedians fucking hate.
No, I mean, like a lot of people won't chat openly shit about him, but I mean, like he's booked me once. I mean, he helped me on early on in my career. I can be grateful for that. But I mean, like also, so many times he was an asshole to me. So cool.
Fair enough.
And you know the thing is, when I say this, I know that in my life there will be a handful of moments where I'll ever have to see him again. And in my life, none of those moments will have a monetary effect on me.
But I mean, that's the thing. That dude's never put money in my pocket. I've never
There we
wanted
go, right?
his money anyway.
Him
So.
and Ravi Naidu. He will get his.
But yeah, I guess we'll bring it to the end. And this is a new thing that I've been doing. I don't know if you've been listening to the podcast.
Nope.
Definitely not. I know. But yeah, at the end of every episode, I ask people, what is a big mistake that you've learned an important lesson from?
Probably chatting shit about John Christmas. He will always find a way. Okay, he will always. I mean, a pretty big mistake was I should have got into video earlier on.
Okay.
Right, that's on a work level.
But the thing is, for like the original Lesser Known Somebodies, that is difficult because it's like you do it like I do. You travel around, you go to people's places. Like
Yeah.
I do it all
Well, that's what I was saying.
the
I did. It was too independent, small budget type of thing. I should have invested earlier on in that type of stuff. Because I mean, a camera is small. You can take it around with you, right?
Sure.
It's your editing and stuff that's the difficult part. But I would have learned, just like how I learned how to edit audio. I didn't wake up one day with the skill of it.
Yeah.
I think comedy-wise, stopping for so long, but I kind of felt because of that whole Montreal thing that also affected me.
Yeah.
So I stopped, and then I stopped just for too long.
But that was a teachable moment for you as well.
I wasn't wrong, so I don't know how teachable it was. But I mean, like,
Just
the
not
reason why
being
I'm
such
saying
an
that,
asshole about things, maybe.
well, probably better just to have kept my mouth
That's
so I
what I'm
could have
saying.
gotten work. But I mean, I wasn't wrong.
No, I know, but that's what I'm
Right?
saying. It was. I
So I'm
think it
saying-
was just your abrasive approach. Like,
It wasn't that abrasive either. I wasn't wrong in it. None of those things were wrong. I think I actually should have just said to my close friends and confidants.
yeah, not just blast it on the internet
Yeah,
for everyone
right?
to see. Yeah. 'Cause I still remember Luiso gave you shit about that on the episode you guys did.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just one of those things. So probably like comedy wise, I'd say that. I think I would probably lean more to just like not doing enough of it. And as a human, I think I would say one of the biggest. I don't know if it's a regret or like a mistake. I never told enough Zionists to fuck off. Right? Like I wish I did. No, I actually haven't thought about it in the sense like that. I miss cricket. Like I wish I.
You had a better relationship with the CSA.
No, I mean I have a good relationship with them. It's just
Oh, you got a good one now. Because
No.
like there was a period where they didn't book you, and like you were
They
trying
still
to.
haven't booked me since after that. But I mean, like,
like, you
they
couldn't
were
get
going through
together.
their own shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm fine with Cricket South Africa. I legitimately am.
Yeah.
Like they invite me to watch games and stuff.
Oh,
But, like,
so
I want
that's what I'm
work
saying. Are
from
you
them.
back on the?
No, I just
back
want
on the
work
list?
from them. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong. Like, all my friends play in the team.
I know. I
It's
see
inevitable.
you post all your texts
Yeah,
with
it's inevitable that they would have to reach out to me. Just when they went through a phase where their social media person didn't like me, that one person didn't like me. She's no longer there.
Yeah.
So now they've unmuted me. We chat in the DM. They're fine, right? But that one person had a problem with me. I didn't have a problem with that one person. If you ask her why she didn't like me or why she didn't like me, I'll tell you the story. I kissed her friend and did not go on another date with her friend. And then her friend took it personally. And then she took her friend's side. Of course, that's fair,
yeah.
right? So maybe the lesson is they don't kiss, right? Rather don't kiss. Don't give a person a little bit of tongue. But I mean, like, I just regret not playing as a kid. As a kid.
Wait, did you not play when you were younger?
No, I played, and then similar to stand up. Something happens, and then you complain about it. And because that links so well into what my dad has always told me, that I can always come home and start from zero, I could tell someone, this is fucking wrong. Fuck off. I don't want to do this. Right? So I stopped. And that's because I used to play A-team cricket in primary school. Got to high school. And then I thought, okay, maybe I won't make the A-team, but B-team, minimum C-team. And because of the skin color,
you were at DHS, eh?
No, Wessel Boys.
Oh,
It dropped into the Gs. And I was fine still being in the Gs. Because I was like,
You're
I
having
can,
fun,
because I can bat, I can bowl, I can field. And also I'm a thinking cricketer. I think cricket.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can score enough runs over here, take enough wickets, I'll move up slowly, and I'll eventually settle A or B. Bro, I could have scored 500 runs in a game, taken all 10 wickets, bowled the ball, edged the ball, caught it as the wicket keeper, right? And they would never have ever have promoted me. Ever have promoted me. So I stopped. So I regret stopping. A lot of my things in my life is...
And now that you're like fit and stuff again, you're not thinking about going play club cricket or something?
No. Now all I think about is I'm doing this Robben Island swim in January. Robben Island to Globalstrand.
Okay.
7.8 kilometers. I would do that. I'm doing Ironman in November.
Sick.
Yeah. So those are the things I think about. And I think, running actually helped me do stand-up again.
Okay, how so?
You have to be consistent in running, even if you shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, the only way to get better at it is to do it every day.
Yeah, and the thing is with running is like, I'm not a fast runner. Like I'm slow. Like I'm 7 minutes 30 a kilometer, right?
Oh shit, that is slow.
Yeah, no, it's fuck slow. I'm a big dude. Also.
Yeah,
and I've never done consistent running like throughout my whole life. And I smoked.
Yeah, but that's my biggest problem is like, whenever I had a good period for a while last year, but then I started smoking again, and you can't run and smoke, bro. Like,
yeah. So running told me that you're only competing with yourself.
Yeah.
Unless you're in that higher echelon of stuff,
Sure.
But also, if you do the training, if you do the leg work, you will win.
It gets easier.
It gets easier. You'll win. And so I apply that in everything.
It's that whole BoJack Horseman meme. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like,
no, I told you I only watch Naruto. I don't watch white people anime.
Anyway, it says it gets better every day, but the thing is you have to do it every day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a saying in running that I really like is a bad day of running is better than a good day of not running.
Yeah.
And I dig it. I dig that as a phrase because I'm just like, yeah. So a bad day of comedy is better than a good day of not doing comedy.
That's how I feel for sure. Yeah. Like when it comes to comedy, it's like, but that's also a thing.
I hope you do a lot more comedy than what?
Pardon?
I really hope that you do a lot more comedy than. Hey, everybody on this podcast will know this story. I went and go see Bob last week Tuesday. I got to the venue to see my friend. I'm only going to the venue to see my friend. I could care less if my friend is killing, if my friend is destroying, if my friend is dying. I could give 2 fucks. I'm going to go see my friend, Bob fucking Perfect, Darren fucking Scott.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting to
I see my friend, and the first thing my friend doesn't say, yo, what's up, man? Oh, you came through.
I was like, I hate that you're here now.
My friend said, I hate that you're here now. I've been destroying. In the last half hour, I've been destroying.
And I knew I was going into stuff that like material that I didn't know that fucking well, and like, I'm like, fuck, I wish you'd seen me fucking, like smashing it. But then I still did pretty well afterwards. So I didn't.
The whole this is like in after every gag, my guy would just look to the right going, I wish you were here 30 minutes ago. I was rocking this thing. It's so weird because I've got that thing with a lot of comedians. A lot of comedians see me in the room and they go, oh shit.
No, but it's also like you haven't seen me do comedy in a long fucking time. So like, I did want you to see like, hey,
Ever.
Bob's got him back.
Ever. Dog. I was there when you fought God and lost. I was there. I've seen you do stand up. I saw your one man show at the Snedden.
It wasn't.
It was the Snedden, the DHS one.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. The End of the World.
Fights the world.
End of the World.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
perfect.
That
Got
wasn't
another
at the
fucking
Snedden.
problem.
It was
Right.
at DHS's.
Yeah, the small one. Oh, yeah, it's not Snedden. It's the Seabrooks
Yes,
Theatre.
that's it.
Yeah. And I was like, Mo, Bob has.
But that was a
When
work
you
in
find your
progress,
audience, you're great, and that's with every comedian,
Yeah.
right? So,
But the thing is that what I've learned to do is actually be better in rooms that aren't my audience.
yeah, I mean, like, and you can see you working, which is great. So,
Yeah.
do you, boo boo, and you'll be successful. What's your biggest regret?
My biggest
biggest
regret.
mistake?
Fuck.
Oh, so you ask that question to everybody. You
I've
don't have a fucking
literally
answer.
never even thought about it.
See,
I don't know. Just
that's the reason why I'm the
basically-
cream of the crop.
No, like I would say, like basically how I treated women in my 20s was something.
Whoa,
that I
whoa,
definitely-
whoa! I'm not. I take it back. I don't hear the story.
Yeah.
I don't. Did you
No.
treat them nicely?
No,
Oh,
like I was a fucking asshole. Yeah, and like I really
did you go kiss them at the bathrooms at Origin?
more than kissing. But yeah, no, like I had a period of time where like I feel like I was quite misogynistic and
Whoa.
just used women, to basically placate my ego.
With that hairline, hey, men are so confident. Huh?
Hey, bro, I was a thing for a while. Durban. Like,
Really?
I had like a 2-year period where people thought Bob Perfect was a thing.
Can I ask you something on your podcast? Can I use the font of Durban is yours for something?
I mean, sure.
I mean, it
but
hasn't
like,
existed for a while, but I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to have it on record.
sure.
Thank you.
Like, but you could also just, I think Slim's still around. The guy who, that was the guy who does Johnny's Rotti's signs and stuff. Like, we got him to like do that for us.
I've got such a banging idea for it.
And I think Stuthy, who,
No, I'm not calling anybody Stasi.
Stuthy Koyanis.
Oh.
Yeah, different.
Yeah,
He's Greek.
yeah.
Or half Lebanese, half Greek. But he was one of the guys who started the thing with me. I think he made it into a font.
Oh, that's dope. So
So-
you can buy it?
Pardon?
So you can buy it?
Maybe. You can
cool.
hit him up. I'll send you
I mean,
his-
that's got no use for this podcast. I just
I
want
know.
to ask you.
Don't worry. I'll edit this out.
Okay, well, I hope you treat women better, and I hope you get to see John Flismus at your next MBA lecture that you go to. And I hope you start teaching hockey again. You're really, really good at it.
Actually was.
Yeah, Dumb Girls College say they have never had a coach as good as you.
Yeah, except
For
I was at
their-
Manor Gardens.
Yeah, Manor Gardens Girls High School has said they've never had someone with your experience at under 14 level.
That could be so misconstrued. But
Yeah, but you weren't coaching the big boys.
no, I was coaching under 13, like at.
What coaching do you do other than fucking bringing the balls out and choosing the teams? Fucking who wants to be on whose side? Okay, go hit the ball over there. I don't hit the ball over waistlights. It's not allowed.
See, you don't even know hockey that well because you can flick balls over people's heads, bro.
The reason why we weren't good at hockey is because we were in the under 14 G cricket team. Do you think we cared about hockey at that moment? Our life was over. Wow.
But anyway, thanks, bro. It's been great catching up with
How
you.
long was this thing?
Let's see. Hour 30.
I hope that you can edit it into a 22 minutes. That would be that I would pay for.